Thanks for listening to the Protectors of the Wood Adventure Series. Support us on Patreon at Protectors of the Wood. And to all the eco-warriors out there, remember that everyone can make a difference, and every action counts.
We've got the mountains and hills for company. We've got the clouds and the storms and a billion stars to see. We've got the rain and streams and rivers and the sea. And with the children running round us, it's heaven all for free. It's heaven all for free, right here and right now. It happens all around us, no one knows how. It may take a million years to build the house of God. We can start right here. We can start right now. We can start right here. We can start right now.
The Protectors of the Wood Adventure Series, episode number 115, The Interview with Mayor Sonny Walker. Abby and Amy filled their plates and ate ravenously without saying a word. They were glowing and couldn't wipe the smiles off their faces. Full to the brim, they sat back and looked around the room. A group of young men had set up a circle of drums and began to play a few beats. Junior took the mic to announce the beginning of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, community and friends of Rivergate, welcome. I promise you a special presentation, and we'll begin our own drum circle. Musicians, take it away.
The drumming started as a low hum and then grew louder, more varied, and more powerful, and then settled back into a hypnotic hum. Suddenly, electronic static cut through the drumming, and then a voice came over the mic, loud and clear, as if a radio had just found a good connection.
With a breaking story from Rivergate, the town in the news, this is Stan Miller from WBCS in Rivergate City.
The audience laughed. Abby managed to get a view of the performance area and realized that Callie was making the electronic noise, while Junior was imitating the voice of the famous newsman.
Our whole great nation has seen photos of the recent storms and flooding throughout the Half Moon Valley. And Governor Plummer has declared a state of emergency in Rivergate County and here in River City. Tonight, we'll focus on the islands of Rivergate, where the only road has been closed by damage to the Snake River Bridge, leaving the community completely isolated. We have exclusive coverage from our reporter on the scene, Janet Rivera, coming to you live after a hazardous journey by boat through another storm. Janet, are you there?
Sarah Williams appeared behind the table and spoke into a second mic.
Yes, Dan. I'm here in Rivergate at a large community meeting full of concerned citizens, all waiting for my interview with Sonny Walker, the county executive and mayor of Rivergate. We'll have the latest news for our listening audience from the man himself. And here he is, Mayor Sonny Walker.
Sonny took Junior's mic and appeared behind the table next to Sara.
Mayor Walker, we want to thank you for taking this time out from what must have been a very busy day.
My pleasure, Janet. We need this opportunity to describe our situation to the wide world. We're concerned about misunderstandings currently in the news, so you're doing us a big favor by coming out tonight and bringing this interview directly to the public.
Okay, let's get started. Please, tell us how you're handling this emergency.
Emergency? Actually, we don't have any emergency that I know of.
Laughter broke out across the enormous room. Sara waited for quiet.
I mean the closing of the Snake River Bridge, the only road off this island. Surely that must be causing problems.
Well, that may be an emergency for the state government and the Department of Transportation. The bridge is part of the on-ramp to Highway 71 and is therefore part of the state highway system. How they are going to handle their responsibility is not clear at this point.
But how are you receiving food and other supplies? How are people getting to work and school? What about medical emergencies? Homes have been flooded. How are you accommodating the homeless?
I think I should start by saying that this storm and flooding have caused no deaths or severe injuries in Rivergate County. No currently occupied homes were flooded, and should a medical emergency occur, we can take the patient to Middletown Hospital downstream by boat faster than an ambulance can get here and back. We have a ferry type of service running from early morning to late evening, taking residents ashore to the highway access road where they can meet the Main Street bus.
But what about food, fuel, and other essential supplies?
You may not be aware that we are a farming community, more self-sufficient than most places you'll ever see. We have no shortage of food, and we hope you enjoyed the dinner served in this room tonight. We also have our own elementary school here on the island. Our middle and high school students are ferried across the Snake River and catch the bus to Half Moon. Of course, only summer school is in session at this time, so there are relatively few students traveling. Our task will be more difficult in September, but we think we can handle it.
Amazing. I see what you mean. There do seem to be serious misunderstandings in the news. I'm so glad I took the trouble to come here and listen, and I'm proud of WBCS for getting our information firsthand. But I'm sure you're aware that Governor Palmer announced on Monday that the state is prepared to evacuate Rivergate and find appropriate housing for all its residents. What is your response to this offer?
As I've tried to explain, we don't have an emergency. We can see nothing to justify the suffering this would cause our law-abiding citizens, people who own their own land and homes. We are not in danger and are no threat to anyone. There is no reason to burden the tax-paying public with an enormous and totally unnecessary expense. This plan would not end an emergency, it would create an emergency for no reason.
In view of our discussion tonight, I really have to ask, why then are the governor and state officials considering this evacuation and relocation plan?
Well, I can only assume that they are not familiar with the real situation, perhaps relying on secondhand news. But let me say, we do appreciate their concern and hope for the opportunity to put their anxieties to rest. Also, I don't want to leave the impression that we have no problems and need no help. I've heard that people in Middletown, Half Moon, and Evansville are raising money on our behalf. We will be most grateful for these donations and do need them. All donations will be spent on purchasing the large flat-bottomed electric motor launches we need to make our job of ferrying people faster and easier, both across the Snake and directly to Middletown, Half Moon, and Evansville. Please give our thanks to all those who are organizing fundraisers and let them know the goal we have in mind.
Mayor Walker, on behalf of WBCS in River City, we want to thank you for your time and very thoughtful words. I also want to thank the people of Rivergate for their hospitality and warm welcome here tonight. So, Stan, it's back to you in River City.
Thank you. Janet, a most remarkable interview. We'll give plenty of airtime on this breaking story, and to our listening audience across the great country, that's the news of the day. This is Stan Miller and Janet Rivera reporting.
Hands down, we'll never make it through this place alive. We never knew that the avenue went down that awful dive. And hang on, I can't see no bottom, it's getting ready to fall. No time to pray, and I'll just say my love to you all. No time to pray, and I'll just say my love to you all. Beauty of time passing, it flies before our eyes. We never saw in this way before the wonders of our lives. There's everything to love and everything to fear. It's planet Earth and the universe, and nature lives here. It's planet Earth and the universe, and nature lives here. A chance we'll never forget the truth we're seeing now. We'll fight for this world on and on, deep into the great beyond. There's everything to love and everything to fear. It's planet Earth and the universe, and nature lives here. It's planet Earth and the universe, and nature lives here. See the years for life to grow, 1 billion more for all we know, working through the pain and fear. See the world through all your tears. It's planet Earth and the universe, and nature lives here. It's planet Earth and the universe, and nature lives here. Trillions of living things are everywhere around. Our lives are all planted deep into the sacred ground. There's everything to love and everything to fear. It's planet Earth and the universe, and nature lives here. It's planet Earth and the universe, and nature lives here. It's planet Earth and the universe, and nature lives here. It's planet Earth and the universe, and nature lives here. And nature lives here.